Hi Aquarius, how are you guys? Let's do a love reading for you. So this is a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Looking at you, your energy, the person on your mind, and what's hidden, next steps. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. Somebody's holding back is what it looks like. That was very strange. I didn't even feel like I was, I don't know, that what I just said felt like it just came out without me really controlling it. Okay, so we have the Magician. So this is the opposite of holding back. It is creating. Come on, camera. I was so excited. The lighting was so good there. It's pretty. The lighting is really pretty. Okay, so the Magician, somebody who creates. We're going to look at your energy first and then theirs, okay? So somebody who is trying to manifest communication is what this looks like, and a breakthrough. This Ace of Swords, it's air energy, so you could be dealing with another air sign, Libra, Gemini, or another Aquarius. But the Ace of Swords represents victory after a battle. It's like the truth, everything's become very clear. So that's your energy. Looks like you are manifesting a breakthrough in communication. Yeah, something to celebrate. This is friendships. It could have to do with friendships, although I was pulling, my intention was to do a love reading. And my readings are timeless, so feel free to look through the other readings. Okay, so let's look at the person that you're dealing with, or the person or situation. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a job, but I'm focused on love, so that's usually what we get. The person or situation on your mind. Oh, somebody's like guarded. Okay. Bear with me, I'm so sorry. Wow. I've been filming down here all day and it's been fine. But I was on my phone. Now I'm using my camera. I'm sorry. God, that's frustrating. There. Jeez. I might have to change the lighting a little bit. Okay, so Four of Pentacles, that's somebody that's guarding their heart. Like when you're afraid of being hurt. Let me turn on the light. You kind of guard your vitals. You kind of cover your chest and your heart. It also represents somebody afraid of letting go, or afraid of lack, afraid that they're not, that there's not enough. Maybe somebody's fearful that if this doesn't work out, they might lose. It might be their only chance. Okay, so we're looking at the person on your mind. So here's the Emperor. All right, I'm gonna have to start over. This doesn't stop. There. Okay, so the Emperor. Oh, somebody's losing. You know what this feels like? Somebody's losing control. The bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. Let's keep going. Yeah, somebody is not liking that they're losing control. It looks like it has to do with communication or passion. Like something feels like it's kind of building. Could be dealing with an earth sign, King of Pentacles. Somebody very stable. Let's see. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this person is afraid, is like hanging on to control. I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like it's more of a holding back. And then you have the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. It's like this person is maybe used to being in control. I don't know, what have you done to this person? So let's clarify. You're manifesting a get-together, togetherness, a union with this Three of Cups. I don't think we need to go further into what's going on with you on the... Yeah, this person is just truly trying to block forward motion, because I bet this is someone who's avoidant. So if you're seeing someone or interested in someone who has an avoidant attachment style, I just want you to know it is just a very difficult situation to be in because they don't want to get too close. And when you look, totally avoidant. When you bring out feelings in this person, if they're avoidant, 4 swords here, that they feel like they can't keep the upper hand, they're losing control, they can't. People who struggle with, people who have avoidant attachment styles, they will always try and keep you at arm's length. It's a very painful thing. Trust me, I know all about this. It's been the last 6 years of my life. And I think that's why so much return energy comes through in these readings, because we just keep repeating the same thing in these readings. It's like, this is just, it's like crazy. But it's because there's so many of us who don't understand attachment theory. And attachment theory is, and I didn't used to be anxiously attached, but I became anxiously attached because I felt rejected by someone that I was crazy about. Well, fast forward years and years later and realize we're together now, but it's still a struggle. Because when they start to feel vulnerable, so these attached people who are avoidant, okay, they have avoidant attachment, they dismiss true feelings. They say, they feel like, I don't need you, I don't need someone, I'm not safe relying on someone. Now this is all under the surface. They don't probably usually know these things, although mine is figuring this stuff out. But when you trigger feelings of too much, being too close, they might push you away. They might not be able to handle your feelings. So it's like, what happens when we come together, when we grow and get closer, it's working through conflict. So sometimes these people will refuse to work through conflict. They'd rather bail. Because when you work through conflict, what happens? Your relationship deepens. So I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that's only for a few of you. I just want you to understand that it's not you, but what happens is when we're trying to love somebody who has an avoidant attachment style, and this goes all the way back to childhood, when they had either an inconsistent caregiver or a caregiver that wasn't completely present or couldn't be completely present, that, was struggling themselves or wasn't... where the child learned they couldn't rely on others, or their feelings or emotions were discredited, which was very common when I was little. So that causes them to realize they can't. It becomes too painful to hope to be heard and seen, and so they don't want to be disappointed again. They learn to only rely on themselves. It's okay. I hope that was helpful. You guys, let's talk about it in the comments. So yeah, see, this person holds back. So I want to say that light helped a little. Well, there you go. I mean, that's the deal. This person, it's the forward motion. So here you are, beautiful you, Aquarius, manifesting. You know who you are, and you're manifesting. This probably has taken you for a wild ride and a total mind bender, right? But you're manifesting a breakthrough in communication and union. And this person, they may bail when things get too close. And some of that off and on is, some of that is just, that whole rubber band thing. So you take a couple steps, you, especially for feminines, you with a masculine, we get close, there's a little bit of space. And then you let them have that space, and then they come back and everything's great. But when it becomes extreme and it's hurtful, or you need something, or you want to feel loved and needed and important, and that person's not doing that, not meeting those just basic needs, then that becomes, I think, damaging. But it's just important. It's not that it can't work out, but both parties really have to understand it. So I think that's what's happening. This person does not want to move forward, but then let's see. They're avoidant. And the deeper you get and the more wonderful you are, the bigger of a threat you are to, you know, their deepest, I mean, deep down under it all is fear. It's like fear of abandonment, just like the person who's anxiously attached, who's afraid of being abandoned, who wants to get closer because they need to be reassured. So it's like this push-pull. So the person who needs reassurance is like trying to, you know, pine after their attention. And the more they do that, the more the avoidant person is like, whoa, you're too needy. You're not too needy, okay? If your basic needs aren't being met, which is, you know, feeling important and cared about, that's where this is all coming. So I mean, it could be a twin flame. Look at that. Wow. I mean, this whole dynamic is what got me even into tarot and looking into twin flame, because I was just baffled by how such a strong connection could be. There could be such a strong, powerful connection and then just be, you know, rejected. And so what happens is it's so great, and then they're like, oh no, what am I doing? And then out of nowhere they pull away. Look at this. So it looks like this could be, looks like a soul connection. It does have potential for a happy ending for sure. I mean, wow. 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, new beginning. Yep, something stable. It looks like you're going to get an apology, I hope. So the Fool card, that's a new beginning. I mean, this is pretty beautiful. So let's see if we can get some advice. I think it is very important to be very understanding and not judgmental with this person, because you might, now, you know, it's hard to say that for everyone, because there are going to be some people out there who are just, you know, not valuing you, okay? But if you know that's not the case, and you know this is a good person, and this is fitting, then what's the, you know, the way to handle it is to not judge and criticize, but just to realize that, you know, if they can't meet your needs for whatever reason, then, you know, you got to redirect your focus onto your needs and you meeting your own needs. And sometimes that means finding someone else. And it does look like you've got a return here, though. Let's see. What can we not see? What's hidden? Very clear reading, though. Wow. Looks like a happy ending. Pretty crazy. 10 of Cups. Yeah, they're coming back. Somebody's seeing the light, and this card won't leave me alone. And this is definitely something you've been waiting for, unless the roles are reversed. So you got the Knight of Cups. I mean, this is just such a clear, very basic reading. You've got the Sun card, so things are being illuminated. And I was doing, when I was warming up to do y'all's reading, I ended up turning a couple of things into shorts, but the Sun card kept coming out. And this 2 of Wands has been coming out a lot. So somebody, it looks like somebody got tired of waiting or is questioning whether or not they should wait. My advice is not to wait. If and when somebody, it's not that you have to do this big, you know, dramatic ending or anything. But when somebody is not able to come towards you, and 2 people work on a relationship, and 2 people be willing to put effort into it and communicate, that's a huge thing here, I think. Then that other person is just not in a healthy position. The person who wants more is just not in a healthy position. So I never think you should wait. I think you should focus on yourself and things that you can, you know, your purpose and things that you can really create that don't depend on someone else. And then when this person can show up and really show up, you know, then you can revisit it. This stuff definitely looks like you guys are going to be together. I just don't like that whole waiting thing. I think it's too damaging for our self-esteem. And okay, well, the King of Wands is showing up a lot. So why do we get the King of Wands? What is that about? I just got, you know, I love you, I want to be with you, but not like this one again. I will love you, I want to be with you, but not like this. Just not like this. You need to have your, you know, somebody needs to take action. I don't know, think about being in a long-term, years and years, or a marriage with someone who can't show you love. I mean, that'd just be so draining, you know. Eventually, these type of people, a lot of times they can come around after a long, very long time of growing slowly and seeing consistency where you're not flying off the handle. The other thing that is crazy about this situation is sometimes when you just request something like, I'd like to see more of you, or I'd like to communicate more, they take things like that as criticisms. It's like triggering. So anyway, what can we not see? Somebody's realizing the importance of it. Wow. Oh, okay. So I feel like maybe there was some sort of fight or disagreement that really probably was over something silly. Somebody said some things they didn't mean with that Five of Swords. There's just so much love here. So some of you are probably way past the things that I was saying. Let's look at advice. What's our advice? Just keep loving with that King of Cups. Painful ending. So even if it does have an ending, just try to keep yourself in a position. Now, there are going to be some people that are like, no, I can't do that. I have to cut it off completely and, you know, have a big blow up so I don't dwell and ruminate, right? But if you can learn to love somebody from afar, even if you're not with them, and that's what I'm getting out of those last couple cards. Yeah, so after a big blow up, somebody's going to come in. Because why? Well, because they don't want it to end. They can't let go. Which is so typical of twin flame, so typical of you know, avoidant attachment styles. They leave and then they feel relieved because they don't have to answer to you anymore. They don't have to deal with you feeling disappointed in them. They feel relieved. It's like this pressure's off. And then after a while, they're like, then it starts to kick in. So the non-avoidant person at the beginning of a breakup will feel very, very sad, and it's just really hard for them. But as time goes by, they get stronger. Whereas the avoidant feels relief at first, and then they start to really hurt. So if we were to keep going, we would get the Hangman. So again, I feel like somebody's going to see things in a different perspective, but they have to have space to do that. This is kind of the I don't think your advice is to make the first move. I think this is to hold yourself in a loving space, understanding for yourself, but not to explain everything because they may be shut down. But it does look like definitely a reconciliation or a new second chance. But I also keep getting this Nine of Pentacles, which is independence. It's being okay on your own. So make sure you're progressing towards that, because if you're sitting around on the couch being sad, that's not when the things come back together. Okay, especially if you're in a twin flame journey. You sitting around being sad, we all have done it. Everybody's hurt. So there's energy that comes from heartbreak, right? Heartbreak is it's a pain, it's an energy. But it's a strong energy, and energy can't die. It just transitions. So what do you do with that energy? You take it and you let it be a fire, and you just, get to the gym and you go crazy getting healthy, and you go crazy doing good things for yourself, and you go crazy cleaning your house, and you use that energy to fuel your ambitions and the things that you want to do, and if you're only doing it to make somebody to look good so somebody else will want you, if that's gets you going in the right direction, do whatever it takes to get going in the right direction, because it is contagious. And once you take those first steps, it just keeps growing. So let me get an oracle. I'd like to ask like their hidden feelings too. Let me just see if we can get a little clue here. Oops. Oh, too many. Darn it. So we have bag. So it says something important. I'm dropping them all over, aren't I? Something important, such as a new job or a raise, that might be what you could focus on. Yeah, stepping into a new experience. This is what I was just saying. Turn that fire, that strong energy you're getting from being upset, into something positive. You got to keep your mind on something else, something good going for you, so that when you feel, you know, you're not just so overwhelmed by that pain. Okay, and so that you're not feeling tied down and frustrated. That's that one. Okay, so this is a journey, either physical or mental. Wow, and the camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. This reading is just amazing. Everything that I'm saying is coming through. Okay, so here's another one. Take a vacation, physically or mentally. Use those things that you're working towards as a vacation from the mental drain of this situation. So I love the Queen of Swords. Oh wow, there she is. I love the Queen of Swords in this way, because I feel like she can compartmentalize. She can go, okay, when I have this situation in my love life and it's really, really hurt, it's really painful and it's heavy and it weighs me down, but I can set it aside for now and focus on this, this, and this, because you know what? I know that that will be there when I want to come back to it. And, you know, maybe I'll let myself think about it a little bit later, but I'm not going to let myself think about it right now, because right now I'm thinking about this, this, and this. Okay, it's compartmentalizing. Let's see if we can get their hidden thoughts and feelings. I'm still trying to find myself. I have to put it down because it's got an image that I'm not sure is allowed. Yeah, this person is definitely going to come back. I think what's very important is for you to work on your, you know, self. I'm doing a bunch of shorts on, and you guys help me out with what you like. I'm doing shorts on like self-help, development. I'm going to start probably doing a journaling, focus on journaling, where we can journal together. Look at that. I still love you. So you definitely have a return. I just think we got to get you in a healthy place so you're not suffering so much. I feel, you know, you're not suffering so much in the interim. And you never want to settle for your needs not being met. You know, it's just, you want to elevate this person, not let them bring you down. And that's the, you know, that's the fear here. That's my fear for you guys. But you definitely have a solid love. It looks like this person's coming back. But I think it'd be very beneficial for you to understand that if this fits, that, you know, there's a avoidant attachment style, and that's why they freak out. They don't like to deal with feelings. Everything feels like criticism. And not everybody's as extreme as, you know, some. But, okay, Aquarius, I love you guys. Let me just make sure I don't have another card. Let me pull one more. I'm downstairs, so I don't have everything down here. It says the point of power is always in the present moment. So that's basically saying when you're worried about the future, that's anxiety. When you're focused on the past, it can cause depression. So your power is focusing on the now. So it says, the past is over and done and has no power over me. I can begin to feel free in the moment. Today's thoughts create my future. I am in charge. I now take my own power back. I am safe and I am free. What a beautiful message. All right, you guys, I love you. Let's talk in the comments. Okay, bye, Aquarius.